I'm live. It says I'm live, but hold on one second. Tell me, am I really live? Also, why does it look like, do you guys see this like really weird like filter? It looks like an 80s photo where there's like a glare. Hold on, I think I know why. Let me get my Disney blanket and like clean the camera. You guys, super professional YouTuber here. Hold on. Oh, that's so much better. That's so much better. Hi. Okay, first of all, you guys, Sherri's going to be here. Okay? Sherri is going to be here. So don't pop in here and be like, it's Adam, I'm out. Okay? Sherri's going to join us. Also, there's almost 50 of you guys here. You make me happy. Is that better since I like wiped it out? You got a survey before this? That's probably just a YouTube ad, is my guess. Yeah, so let's give it a minute. Let some people join us as we hang out. Can you guys hear me okay? And can you see me okay? Yeah, way better. Love it. Everyone click that like button for the legs. Dang, 2 tickets to adventure, like doing our job for us. What's going on? That's awesome. Yes, it's better. Perfect. It was so funny because like when I went live, it was just like this. For those of you guys who got here, Sherri is here. Why are you sorry you're late? People are glad. They're just excited to see you. I already filled up your water. I'm telling you, wow. Auburn may be the best LeggLife producer we've ever had, but I'm not horrible. You want to join me? You guys, look who is... Hold on. We're going to talk about this when you sit down. What? No, you have to sit down, and then we have to talk. Look at who's here. Check my Band-Aid. Who is that? Ow. Why would you do that? Like, it's like a wound. She's like, that one? Didn't hit it hard. Okay. Look who's here. Also, this is hilarious. Me, there was like 48 people here. Sherri sits down, and there's 83. Okay. First of all, you look great.
Christmas, you're so pretty. Thank you.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this. The last time I actually did my hair and makeup,
okay,
was our date night.
Was date night
in January,
and it was after
with my like Teddy Blake bag.
And it was after the date night. Also, this is just whenever Sherri comes in, I should just like stop talking and just let everybody tell Sherri she looks pretty. Now we're going to. Sorry, I'm going to try to get this right. Is that good?
We can discuss the wonders of makeup.
You've been having a really rough couple days.
Yeah.
Like things have been progressing well.
Yeah.
But you've had a bit of a setback the last couple of days.
Yeah. Just kind of a flare, kind of, I don't know if you can see it. It's going to show up really well. Kind of up on my neck, and sort of kind of everywhere and on my face a little bit today. Mm-hmm. So makeup, wonderful makeup.
I'm not wearing any makeup. Although I didn't
need makeup.
Although I didn't shave and I'm getting the Wolfman thing.
It's cute.
It's not cute at all. Like, what is that? So over 100 of you guys. You're amazing. Let's talk about what the heck we're doing here today.
Yeah.
Okay. It was 1 year ago tomorrow, March 22nd, Sunday, March 22nd, that we had our very first like pandemic live stream.
Yes, because March 20th is when our governor announced that Alaska was going into lockdown. Now, a lot of people had already been in lockdown.
Totally.
But Alaska went into lockdown. He made the announcement on the 20th, which was a Friday.
Yep.
And then the following Monday is when it all went into effect.
Yep.
So that Sunday, we did a live stream.
And so our thought on the live stream, the reason we started that, I love your hair. Thank you, Heather.
Can we just, as an aside, we'll get back to you in a second.
No, this is my life. Go ahead.
I have worn my hair up like in like a weird bun for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was, I showered today. Yay.
Amazing.
And I was like drying it and straightening it. And I was like, it's grown. Like my hair is really long. It has grown in 3 months. And I didn't know because it's just been up literally every time I shower once a week. I like, as I'm drying my hair in the towel, I just put it up in a bun.
We'll talk a little bit more about why you're showering once a week.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason for that.
There's a reason.
And it's not because you want to be gross.
It's really not. Like, I'd really prefer to not be gross. But.
So we decided a year ago to start. Also, I see we have a number of our admins in here, our moderators. Thank you. I see Tracy's here. I see Laura's here. I think Chris Miller I saw
and
was
you
in
all
here.
look so pretty too.
We do.
Laura.
We do have a very attractive audience, don't we?
We have a very pretty audience.
I'm glad that you guys aren't a bunch of Quasimodos, right? Wouldn't that
Although, can I just say, I love Quasi. I mean,
Oh,
really,
sure.
he's one of my favorite characters.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Quasi. I'm just saying that it's like, it's cool that our audience isn't filled with them.
Christmas. A book a day keeps reality away with a unicorn. And it's purple inside.
There we go. We're all gorgeous. Thank you, Vanessa. That's right. If you're part of the LeggLife community, you're gorgeous. Also, as we've seen with our Christmas card exchange, apparently if you're part of the LeggLife community, you can only have like cute kids.
The cutest kids. Right.
Some babies are not, like, I can say this, right?
Some babies are not attractive.
It's like, what happened to your baby?
Oh, I hope they look better when they grow older.
Yeah. Not ours.
He's breathtaking.
Oh, your kid's breathtaking. But Mary. Thank you,
Coffee
friend.
on us.
Jeez Louise. Coffee on you for sure.
Or pink drink.
So you're going to see this in tomorrow's vlog.
Mm-hmm.
Sherri wanted a pink drink from Starbucks, but it has how many carbs?
Okay, so Des and I earlier this week were talking about how the pink drink is basically like Desi in Starbucks drink form. And I agreed. And one of my favorite like refresher drinks is the dragon drink. Mm-hmm. And so we were talking about that. And so he said today, he called me and said he was going to Starbucks after Costco and did I want anything? And I was like, ooh, I really want a dragon drink. And he was like, is that keto? And I was like, nope, for sure not. Never mind. Totally didn't even think about it. It's just because Des and I were talking about it. So he looked it up. 26 grams of carbs in one drink. When you're supposed to keep it below 30.
But then what did I do?
You went online and you figured out how to get the pink drink.
Keto
form. So there's
4.6 grams of carbs in this bad boy.
And it's good.
It is good?
My Jeffree Star.
Your Jeffree Star straw? Okay, so a year ago.
Circle back.
I think this is what this live stream is going to be, you guys. We decided to start going live every Sunday night. Both for really selfish reasons, but also like for good reasons, I think. We knew that a lockdown meant that our normal rhythms of life were interrupted dramatically. That the people that we normally saw in person, the activities we normally did, all of that stuff went away. And for us, it was really helpful to have at least one thing on a calendar every week to look forward to where it felt like we got to be with our people. And that's what this was. Yeah. And I was just sharing on Instagram a little bit before this. I went live on Instagram, no shocker.
I figured because Christine texted me and said, you're going to be on the live.
And I don't think there's been anything that we have done in 5.5 years of YouTube that has done more to build community with our audience than what the last year has brought. You guys like showing up on the lives, interacting, not just here, but over on Instagram. I really feel like the last year, for all of the negative things that happened over the last year, and there were a lot of them. Yeah. One of the biggest takeaways was that because we all pressed into this community, like we got something that I think is pretty special. And I don't think there's anything that we've done over the last 5 years that has been more community building than this. It's been amazing. And so when we were approaching the 1 year anniversary of like the start of these regular live streams, it just seemed fitting to go live. And Sherri's leaving now.
No, I'm just getting a blanket. I'm always cold.
What? That's a completely new thing that I'm just now learning about you.
I literally have 2 blankets down here.
That's
so
true.
I can always be as warm as I need to be.
Mary says, these lives meant the world to us. They kept us going and made us feel connected, even to family. Thank you so much. We love you guys. You're welcome. And that's the kind of stuff that like we love hearing so much. Sandy says, the lives took my mind off of not being able to find toilet paper, soap, or Clorox wipes at the store. And I think that it's really cool that we were able to, sorry, I'm going to try to center a little bit more. People want to see you more than they want to see me. Let's be honest. I think that that's one of the things that I'm the most proud of is that we can look back on the last year and there's like good things that came. And we're going to talk about some of that. I want to talk about in this live stream, some of the things over the last year and in this last year of live streams and community that I'm just really proud of, the highlights, the good parts. But Sherri, you were about to say something, I think. about the blankets, or were you just gonna say you're always cold?
I'm just always cold. I when we were first talking about this live stream, Adam was talking about wanting to do it on the 22nd.
Tomorrow night.
And for me, I feel like that's hard because we have to start it so late because Alaska, and I have work and whatever. And so I was like, why don't we just do it on Sunday? So it's not like the actual date of like the anniversary, but it's the Sunday. And so we stuck it with Sunday.
So here we are. I would like them. Sorry, I just read a comment. I would like to get to a place where we're doing regular live streams again.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it, like kind of wanting to do like once a month or something. And that just never really happened because life.
But hopefully now that we're getting 20% off today on the Anthropology throw, do it. Talk about a highlight of the last year. The Anthropology blankets.
Yeah, and how wonderful it was. Like, I just basically lived under my Anthropology blanket
for the last 3 months.
For the last 3 months. And a blanket that my aunt made me, like a quilt that my aunt made me. I kind of fluctuated between the two because the Anthropology was sometimes a little too hot. And the quilt my aunt made me was a little thinner.
Yep. You've lived under blankets and in your chair. But you've now...
the last 3 nights I've actually slept in the bed.
Sherry's slept in bed.
In our big people bed.
For the first time in 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
For the first time in a bed.
Because I've just been sleeping in my chair.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So there's not a theme of this live stream.
The teal color in my hair, it's still there. It's just it's buried.
No, I think she's saying the teal color to come back in the blanket. Wow, Sherry. Everything's not about your hair.
My hair looks pretty good though.
Your hair looks great. Kevin, you guys have made lockdown tolerable. Use this for medical bills or pink drinks, whatever you need. Thank you, friend.
Thank you.
You've been really kind to us, and you're just so you know, your email to us meant the world yesterday.
Yep, he read it to me yesterday.
It really meant a lot. I was sharing this on Instagram. I'll touch into this. We're going to kind of touch into a bunch of stuff today, okay? This is just friends hanging out. Go ahead.
Yes, I do need to go see Amanda. My roots are pretty terrible. The last time I got my hair done was December 28th.
But you've left the house like twice since then.
I know.
Right?
I need Amanda to come to me.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know if I can make the trek out to Wasilla.
I don't think you can. Speaking of just messages and stuff we got, I was just sharing on Instagram that, so we shared the podcast on Saturday morning. About kind of the crisis of faith we've been going through over the last few months with health issues and just what that's looked like. And the messages that we have received from people, the emails, like I have sat multiple times, just like tears streaming down my face at the stories that you guys have been sharing with us. And it's one of the things that I love about our community is that the more we get to hear like your story and the more we get to know you guys, the more it feels like we're in this together. Because on this side of the camera, and this is like one of those weird YouTube things, is that so many of you have spent, for some of you, hundreds of hours with us. Like you have watched hundreds of hours of our life, yet we can go that whole time and not know your name,
right?
And so when you open up and share parts of your story, both good stuff and hard stuff, it helps the community. It helps us feel like we're also a part of this community, which is weird to say, right? But it's really true.
Yeah.
It's as we get to know you guys. It's over the last year as we got to know Auburn and Sarah and Emma, and like obviously Auburn spent basically a whole year up here, and as Cam and Laura and Mary and Scott came to Alaska, and as Jason and Jessica and their whole move to Alaska. As we've gotten to spend time with you guys, it helps this feel like a community for us too. And it's weird because that doesn't always happen with YouTube. Sometimes it's the creator who feels the least connected to the community because like we're living it, we're not participating in it. I know it's weird. Also, 518, man, you guys. And I saw Kevin's amount was 2518. Even when Jessica Violet isn't here, and I'm not sure if she's watching, she's a very professional YouTuber with many demands on her time. So I doubt she's here, but her legacy lives on even in your guys' super chats.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Okay. So anyway,
Sandy, just do it. You will not regret it.
What is Sandy doing?
The blanket. Buy the blanket.
Sandy, buy the blanket.
It's still just the best blanket.
I just got a text
Ever.
from Rob. Sandy, Rob just texted me.
He said you can get 2.
He said get 2.
He did. I mean, that's what he said.
That's what he said. He said business is good and there's lots of money. He said buy as many as you want. In fact, he said you should buy Addie a couple blankets as well.
I think so.
Right?
One for each person in the family, I think, is really.
Sorry, Rob. Rob just said lies. Kyle, moving to Alaska on May 2nd. Kyle.
That's exciting.
That's what I'm talking about. Because you guys know, essentially, I believe one of my goals in life is to get as many of you guys to move to Alaska as possible. So just move here. Kyle, let's have coffee when you get here.
Where do you get the blanket? Anthropology.com.
Actually, oh man, why am I not prepared? So we shared this on Instagram. You guys, Anthropology invited us into like their affiliate network, which is hilarious because like we're not anthropology people. Like
literally
really,
the only thing we've ever bought there is this blanket.
Like yeah,
just because Amanda had it and we wanted it.
Totally. But they invited us in, and so now we do have a link technically that we can get commission for it. But just go buy a blanket. We don't need commission. Jessica Fink said this community has been life-giving to Jason and I through this last year. It's allowed us to make new connections and friendships for priceless. Jessica, I love that. That's the greatest compliment. I have to tell you, I received such beautiful cards from this community this month since my dad passed. Okay, so one of the things that is so amazing to me, as Sherry's stirring her drink, is not just that you guys support us, but it's the way you guys have supported each other.
Yes.
And Mary, with your dad passing, has been first of all, like, like we're sorry about that, right? But watching the way the community has engaged with you guys and watching that, like when you guys come into an Instagram live, we get to watch like other people ask how you guys are doing. Yeah. And it's beautiful. It's what community is supposed to be. Yeah. And we've watched friends that have had like hard financial stuff over the last year, and you guys have supported their side hustles and their businesses. And you guys that's what a community does. A community doesn't just support like one group of people in there. A community supports each other. Mm-hmm. And that's what you guys are doing. And you're doing it with like words, you're doing it with cards, you're doing it with like other stuff. Mm-hmm. It's the best.
I love it.
It is absolutely the best.
We're going to go way back to some of the comments. Christmas needs to know
what's in the pink drink?
The pink drink.
Christmas.
The keto pink drink.
Christmas. You have to watch tomorrow's vlog. I'm going to be that YouTuber. No, I'm not. I shouldn't be.
Don't be like that. Okay, Donna, you've just washed your blanket in the washer and not dry cleaned? Because that was my question, because I have been like coating myself in lotion and then getting under the blanket. And so the blanket's a little bit gross right now. Thank you, Deb. So it needs to wash, needs to be washed. So I can wash it in our washer. That would be amazing.
I didn't know that. Okay, so I don't know what's in the keto pink drink. Oh, well, hold on. I can read the sticker.
Yeah, I don't think that's all that's in there though.
It's nope. I'll have to go back and find the link and I'll include it in tomorrow's vlog. How's that?
Right. That doesn't make sense.
You guys who have super chatted us, that's ridiculous. Thank you. Okay. Gosh darn it, let's talk. Because there's 172 of you in here. My goodness. Can you imagine, Sherry? You're about to freak out a little bit. Can you imagine walking up on stage and having 172 people in front of you?
No, thank you.
See, it sounds great to me. I would kind of love that.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk over the last year. This community, LeggLife going live. Sherry, so you're an introvert. Surprise. And so the initial lockdown, you and I had different responses to it.
The entire lockdown.
Okay.
We had different responses to it.
But
it has not really fazed me a lot.
Okay. Could you continue? Are you just give me another pandemic?
No, I don't want another pandemic.
Wow, you just cursed. It's a family channel, Sherry.
I can't.
Apparently it's not.
I would like for this to go away, but
yes.
I am perfectly fine with me just working from home and just being home. There are times that I would like to be able to go out more than I think we're allowed to.
What are things that you've missed over the last year?
Sushi.
Okay.
That's a keto thing.
Yeah. I was going to say that's
more than just a pandemic thing.
That's not a pandemic thing. Are there pandemic things that you miss?
Not really.
I disagree. I'm about to say some things I think you miss.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So for years, we have been subscribers to the Anchorage Concert Association.
Okay, yes. I do
And
miss
every
that
year they
stuff.
bring up Broadway plays and musical acts and shows and all that kind of stuff. And so we always subscribe to like 5 to 7 shows a year and we go see them and they're amazing. And that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You miss that
Yes,
stuff.
I do miss that. And I miss like just going to see movies.
Someone said, you miss Auburn, Sherry?
I do miss Auburn.
I know.
But Auburn was a result of the pandemic more than like a casualty.
We were actually, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. And maybe now is a good time to talk about that.
Right.
Is that, honestly, that was one of the very biggest things that entered our life last year.
Right.
Was Auburn. And
Mhm.
it's been really cool because I feel like that was such an important time. And it was such a unique year for her to be up here.
Mhm.
In some ways, it was a really great year. In
I
fact,
think so, yeah.
so I was just talking to a friend of mine who works for Princess Cruises this last week. And we were just saying that like next year and the year after, it is going to be, I don't want to say maybe not the best year to visit Alaska, but you guys, some of the pre-bookings on cruise lines for 2022 and 2023 for Alaska, like their projections are that the next couple of years in Alaska, everybody's coming here. And so,
Yeah.
so like last year was such an amazing year to come here. I think this summer, if you guys can get to Alaska, I think this is it because I really believe the next couple of years, everybody who's had their like vacations delayed is coming.
Right, and it's just going to be crazy.
It's going to be
makes
insane.
me not excited for my downtown office.
Yeah, so the next couple of years will be just absolutely. Look at all these people who miss Auburn. Isn't she the best?
She's just the best. You can still see her on her channel.
Go subscribe to Auburn Human if you have not. She had a new video she posted this morning.
She did.
And it was great.
Yeah, she did.
Spring says, what was hard for me, how people felt cold, distant, and kindness seemed like it did not exist. Not seeing people's faces anymore had a huge psychological effect on me and my mental health.
Physiological effect, exactly what she said.
She meant psychological.
Okay.
I don't know. Spring, I agree with that. I believe, and we've talked about this on Instagram Lives, like Sherri and I both believe that we were like community isn't just a good idea. It's something that we were made for because of like our worldview, that like we were made to experience life with other people. We weren't meant to do life alone. We are better together. And yet over the last year, we've been separated from that thing that we were like made for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that had such an impact on me. It wasn't the things that I didn't get to do. It's just like the interaction with other people that I have missed so much.
Yeah, but I feel like, at least for me, it kind of forced me then to, first of all, kind of realize who is truly important to me in my life.
That's very true.
Like, who are the people I actually want to maintain this friendship, and like, who am I texting? Who am I calling to keep them in my life? And who are the people that just sort of went away because I don't see them.
Yep.
And so I don't really need them in my life. That sounds mean. Like, that sounds meaner than what I'm intending it to be. But like, but I think that like it kind of forced me to like, okay, do I actually want to really maintain this friendship and like put the work into maintaining this friendship through text and phone calls? Or can it just sort of go away? I do think now is a good time to re-engage with people that you may not have talked to in a year for a couple of reasons, and even just to touch with them, because the reality is that everybody has dealt with the last year very differently. There are some people that the last year has been the worst mental health year of their life. And honestly, they barely made it through. Right. And they didn't not reach out to you because they hate you or because you're not important to them. They didn't reach out to you because like they were barely staying alive. Right. Like that's just the reality. Yeah. And so I think that now is a really great time. Think of the people who you haven't talked to in a year. I'm not saying go back and be best friends with them, but like send a text and be like, you know what? The last year's been crazy. We haven't engaged with a while. I just want to check in and see how you're doing. Yeah. Because like there may be people that's what they need. Like they need that retouch. Now, there may be people as you do that who you realize that it's like, you know what? This is a relationship that just I don't need anymore. Mm-hmm. Or it just doesn't need to be as close as it was because I think maybe it was closer than it needed to be because it was just sort of by default. Yep. So Doug says, you all came into my life because of this. I love that LeggLife introduced me to people from around the world. I love that too. I think it's really cool
And it's not just been us. It's been the fact that you guys are now connected. I mean, Spring, who's in here, is such a good example of this. A small business owner in the town of Ketchikan, Alaska, who 2 months ago, I had no clue existed.
Right.
I didn't know she existed. I didn't know her business existed. Literally no clue.
Right.
But now, like, not only have you guys supported her and her family and her business, but when she comes into like live streams, like we just saw it a few minutes ago. Spring's here. Like, you guys have, that's what you did.
Mhm.
You guys have done that. It's so
Right.
cool. I saw this. Hold on, I want to see. Lady Hetfield says, I've not minded staying home, but we have lost so many people, including my mother-in-law. And we could not go to her funeral. My uncle, my dad, awful. 10 plus Zoom funerals. I'm really sorry about that. See, and that's the thing, is that there's no words that make that right. And so, like, I'm sorry. Right? Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. There's nothing that's good about that. Spring Berry's your business, Klondike. Nope. Spring's business is the Woodlands Clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How do you start YouTube? Erica, I might go into that on a future live stream or a future like video talking about that. Jordan says, I definitely learned who I am friends with because I actually like them versus people who are just around. This community definitely falls into the former. Thanks, Jordan. We made the cut. I wasn't sure if we were going to.
Spring, I'm a real person now that Adam and Sherri see me.
Wait, what?
Spring.
I'm a real person now that Adam and Sherri see me. It's true. And you know what's funny, Spring? The first time I saw you was like on the news interview.
Right.
I actually realized that watching the news interview. I was like, oh, that's Spring. Isn't that dumb? Like, I was like, oh, that's who she is. So weird.
Oh, man.
I've enjoyed everything I've gotten through Shop 49th. Let's touch a little bit on Shop 49th. We're not going to spend a lot of time. We are going to do a podcast on this soon. Mm-hmm. And what we're going to talk about in the podcast is doing what you believe to be right, even when it's not the most popular. So Shop 49th is
the most beneficial.
Shop 49th has been interesting because, on one hand, it's been, I think, arguably the most impactful thing we've done, or at least the top 3 impactful thing we've ever done in the history of our channel. Mm-hmm. Like, genuinely helping people in such a significant way. Yeah. But at the same time, Shop 49th is not great for the LeggLife YouTube channel because like, it is a percentage of our audience who is supporting this. So when we put up a Shop 49 video, like, it does worse than other videos. Mm-hmm. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's what we're supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to do. And it's helping people like Spring.
And so it's like, for me, I will sacrifice like YouTube success and YouTube growth and analytics to do the right thing every time. Mm-hmm. And so I think for us, we're not giving up on Shop 49th because the videos don't do well. We're not giving up on this because like it doesn't help like the LeggLife brand on YouTube. We're going to keep doing it because we believe it's the right thing to do. And because frankly, we think that if people don't help, businesses like Springs and businesses like other ones don't just go away. Yeah. And I'm not okay with that. So we're going to keep doing it. And it's still working. Mm-hmm. We still get messages almost every single day from business owners saying like, look at these orders that we're sending back out. Look at this, look at that kind of stuff. So it's still working. And it's working because you guys are like showing up and shopping and supporting these businesses and spending money. And it's so simple. I did a presentation last week. Last week. Hold on. Last week with the Anchorage Chamber of Commerce. And it was so funny because as I'm explaining this, I'm realizing how simple our approach is. Like, it's so simple. Right. All that we're doing is saying like, hey, here's a business that needs help. And then we just tell all of our friends about it and you guys show up and help. Yeah. It's not more difficult than that. So I love it. Yep. Let's see. We don't live in Alaska, but we watch each video regardless of what you do. Thank you, Disney on Tap. Also, I have a question about your username. Does Disney on Tap mean that you love Disney and beer? Because if it does, can you send me a message? Because I'd like to follow you because that's kind of my brand. Right. What did Angela say? Ba, 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 ba. Hi, Adam and Sherry. Y'all are the best. That's it. That's the tweet. Michaela, thank you. Okay. I can't wait to see April's lineup. So, okay, April's lineup. Let's talk about April a little bit. I'm not going to tell you guys who it is. Nice try. April's lineup. We have all of April's businesses picked. We have all of May's businesses picked. We have all of June's businesses picked and some of July's. We are so far ahead on this. And one of the reasons we're so far ahead is that we have help.
Auburn.
Holy cow. I
Because she's amazing.
would, I didn't expect Shop 49th to grow the way that it did. And I got scared a couple weeks in because I realized that it was growing so fast that if it was just up to me to keep it going, it was going to die. And I felt like it was too important to die.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew I needed help. And the kind of help that I needed, Auburn says, oh, stop. The kind of help that I needed was like around somebody who is more detailed oriented, more focused on that kind of stuff, good with like process and planning. If it was up to me, I would be picking April's businesses like on March 30th. And that's just true. Like, you know, that's true.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so we're able to plan ahead and get stuff ahead because of that stuff.
Yeah.
What did Rebecca say? Rebecca said, and I've been sharing it with all my international crew I know because some of them are flying to Alaska. Not jealous at all. Rebecca, you're a little bit jealous.
You're a little bit, and you need to just make this happen.
Yeah.
Rebecca,
fly to Alaska.
Right.
Come on. You were in Mumbai the other day.
Right.
You can't get to Anchorage.
Anchorage.
Rebecca, excuses are like, I'm not going to say it. We're not going to go there. It's a family channel.
Oh, goodness.
This isn't Laura's channel. I'm just kidding. She has like the best channel. Oh, it's so funny. Auburn is so organized. It is such a gift. I'm a believer, and I've run my businesses and the organizations that I lead this way. I'm a believer in knowing two things about yourself and your organization. Number one, know the areas that you are brilliant at and know the areas that you are weak at. Mm-hmm. And when you staff to weakness. Mm-hmm. Now, there are some people who just keep hiring like the same kind of person.
The people that they like because they all have the same interests and the same passions. And
totally. Hire people who are good at the way you are not. Right. Staff to weakness, and you will build a better organization. And the reality is that like Auburn, and actually you and Auburn are very good at the same things. Like you're both very like hugely organized nerds.
I feel like she's a little more organized than I am.
100% agree. That is absolutely true.
Yeah. Like she's better at just like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but she's better at like compartmentalizing and like actually here's what we need to do for this. And here's what we need to do for this.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Justine says, Sherry, I'm sure it's been said already, but you look great.
Oh, thank you.
And apparently I look like chopped liver.
I'm going to need to go get some lotion here in a minute.
Amber says, each month, one of the kiddos gets to choose which shop we make purchases from. This has been great for my kids as I'm trying to show them kindness and grace.
I love that. That's amazing.
That's so cool. Man, you guys are the best. Okay, what do we got? Let's see. What do you guys want to talk about? What are we talking about, Sherry? Other good things over the last year. What are some other things over the last year that you look at as like, you know what, this last year has really sucked, but this has been like a blessing that's come into our life. Do you have other things? Sherry's like, nope.
Nothing. No. I really enjoyed getting to see more of Alaska last summer.
Oh.
And that really happened because we had the time and the space to do it.
Yep.
I was still working. So all of our trips had to be kind of weekend trips, yep. But just kind of, I really enjoyed that. Like, you know, Valdez, which we have been saying for literally 17 years. I want to go see Valdez. We actually finally did it. And so that kind of stuff and I'm excited to travel some more this summer.
I was going to say, I was excited. Last summer was, in a lot of ways, a dream come true. Mm-hmm. We've talked about having a summer like that forever. Mm-hmm. I'm even more excited for this summer. Yeah. There are some trips.
I really hope that this goes away and I can actually participate.
I hope so too. There are some trips that are in the planning stages for this summer that are places that I've never seen, I've never experienced, and frankly, it's a dream come true to get to go and these kind of things to get to do.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
can't wait. I'm so excited for this summer. Let's see. Okay. How about my Band-Aid? That's nice, right? I'm so dumb. Let's see. Scrolling up. So far I'm ordering from each shop and I have a friend joining. Bring it on.
Yay.
Thank you. Keep that up. You guys, that's how this continues to be sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, if you can order from each shop, awesome. If you can order from one shop every other month, whatever. If it's like we have one viewer that is budgeting $20 a month to support a business.
Yeah.
I love that. But also, here's one thing I want to encourage all of us to is look for the ways in our normal life, wherever you live, whatever your normal routine looks like. What are purchases that maybe you make on a regular basis that you could adjust to help support smaller businesses?
Right. Like who said it that like I can't help a lot, but I can buy coffee and I was going to buy coffee anyway.
It's one of my favorite quotes from a viewer.
Right.
Like I can't help a lot, but I can buy coffee and I was going to buy coffee anyway.
So I might as well buy it from the shop, which will help them.
And look for ways like, so we've been doing this and I've shared this. I don't know if I did on a vlog, but I did on Instagram Live, like even our Patreon stickers. We've always gotten our LeggLife stickers printed at like a big like print house out of state.
Mm-hmm.
We found a local printer to do all of our all of our stickers.
And they did great.
And they did great. And they were actually cheaper.
They were cheaper. And it's where I get my notary stamp. And so like we were able to kind of support them with my notary stamp because I needed to renew that last November. And then, and I think that kind of is what like put them on our mind because I was like, oh, they do more than just stamps. And so, yeah, that's fun.
We enjoyed you sharing other parts of Alaska too. Well, I think the things that we're going to be able to share this summer are,
they're going to be fun.
I can't wait to tell you guys more about that. Mm-hmm. And more moose at the door. That was a fun moment when we had our moose outside. Mm-hmm. I benefited from the shutdown because so many Broadway actors pivoted to virtual coaching. I got to work with Broadway stars. Ooh. I worked with no Broadway stars. Yeah. They should work with me, right? Apparently not. Let's see. I figure in how much I spend frivolous every week to buy something from Shop 49. That's cool. Ooh, real talk. Who would win in a fight, Yeti or Bigfoot? It's a good question. I actually think, sorry, can I nerd out for 1 second? Is that okay?
Why don't you talk about this? I'm going to go get some lotion.
Okay, sure. I'll be right back. Here we go, guys. You ready? Here we go. Let's talk about this. I think it depends on where the fight happens. What was that? I think it depends on where the fight happens. If the fight happens in a cold winter climate with snow, I think Yeti has the upper hand. If the fight happens in a forest like greenery, I think Bigfoot wins. Because, y'all, I live in a cold weather environment. Have you ever tried to do something like active on snow and ice? Yeah, you basically almost die, right? You slip and fall, that kind of stuff. Like it's not good. A Yeti is designed for this. A Yeti is designed for battle in those environments. Bigfoot, not. So it depends 100% on where the battle happens. And clearly, you guys would all agree with me. So right now, so many of you guys are rolling your eyes. I wanted the round puzzle. They didn't have it anymore. I feel bad because I actually think we ordered the last round puzzle. When I went back and looked at the website for the round puzzle, it was sold out. So I apologize. Sherry will be back. She just left to put on lotion because I was talking about Bigfoot. And apparently that's not a topic that she wants to talk about. Rude. For me, another thing that I really loved over the last year, we've talked about a lot of things that were really good. One of the things that I have loved is the way that I feel like I'm getting back an appreciation of things that I took for granted. When life just happens and you're able to go on Disney cruises and trips and travel kind of when you want, and you're able to go to like shows and performances and restaurants and hang out with friends, when you're able to just like live your life unencumbered by anything, I feel like you take it for granted, not intentionally, but it just naturally happens. And as I think back to the world getting back to somewhat normal, there are things that are going to return to life that I've taken for granted, and I don't know that I ever will again because of this. And so I'm thankful for that.
All right, who won?
Who won? It depends on the environment.
Okay.
Clearly, a Yeti is going to win in a cold weather environment, right? Because like fighting on snow is a very special skill. So Yeti wins there. If it's in a forest, Bigfoot. Come on, Sherri.
What if it's in a snowy forest?
If there is snow involved, I think Yeti wins.
Okay.
Everybody knows that.
I mean, okay.
Angie says, I know that you're fans of Swiftwater Cafe. It's going to be a while before they open. Whittier has 7 feet of snow on the ground.
Whoa.
Oh, man. I want to go to Whittier and see that. I should go vlog that. Thanks for sharing about Papa Murphy's keto bowls. We tried them last after seeing your videos, and it was great. Good. I loved the RV trips and seeing Alaska from y'all's viewpoint. I like that too. And one of the things that I really liked, and we talked about this, was I was glad that Auburn vlogged those things too, because I think it was really helpful because a lot of you guys aren't Alaskans like us. Right. And so you guys got to see the perspective of somebody who doesn't get to experience this at all times.
Right. And
so that's why I like, wait, did you roll your eyes when I was talking about the Yeti again? Sherri, this is a serious conversation. This is what adults talk about. Speaking of Bigfoot, have you watched the Alaskan Monster Show? I don't think so. Spring says, I think I was just trying to slow down even a few more minutes than you would before. Hey, Spring, are there any Bigfoot tours out of Ketchikan? Like, what are the odds? No. What are the odds that when we come to Ketchikan, we can go squatching? Would you not go squatching? Come on.
Oh, yes. Let's go wander around in the woods looking for a non-existent creature.
Don't you dare.
Non-existent.
Don't you dare. How dare you? How dare you? Brandon says hi. Tell Britt.
Laura.
What would Laura say? I just want to point out that I'm not the one who told on you, Sherri.
Well, there's the first time for everything.
There's the first time for everything. Sherri's the queen of the eye roll. Oh my gosh. Sherri can relax and read Adam can go frolic in the woods with Sasquatch. See,
with the non-existent creature.
It's whatever. It's a group of Bigfoot hunters looking for Bigfoot creatures. Well, then I need to watch that show because those are my people. Gracious. Those are my people. We've talked enough about Bigfoot. Wow. Is there something you want to tell me?
No. Well, no. I have not been able to wear my ring because I put lotion on every few hours or sometimes every few minutes. And so then I have to take all my rings off. And so I just have not been wearing them.
Paul says, I tried the Subway protein bowl after seeing them in your video. Surprisingly good.
They are really good.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
And I don't know who said, I just sort of glanced at it. Somebody in here said they lost 114 pounds on keto over the last year.
What? Should we tell them? So you guys are going to hear this in tomorrow's vlog, but should we tell them how we're doing on keto?
Sure.
So Sunday is our weigh-in day. So today we weighed in. Yeah. Sherri's crushing me, by the way.
Yes, but I've also been dealing with a life-threatening disease.
That's true.
So
we did almost lose you. I
mean, I'm sure that plays into it a little bit.
A little bit. But since January, you are down
24 pounds.
Crazy. I'm down 11 pounds. We've lost 35 pounds total.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maybe you missed my question. What's your opinion on the cruise stop Alaska towns? Are they suffering? 100% they're suffering.
Absolutely.
That's actually why we started Shop 49th. And some of you guys are new here, or maybe you haven't been able to tune in lately. So we started this thing called Shop 49th, which the whole heart behind it is that cruise towns and cruise businesses are suffering so much that because of cruise passengers not being able to show up, wouldn't it be cool if we were able to show up for them digitally? So every month we're highlighting 5 Alaskan businesses and just asking you to simply from different
places around
Alaska, just asking you to go show up and support them. That's it.
Yep. Just buy something from them.
So yes, those towns are supporting, are struggling. In fact, they're struggling so much that the mayor of Skagway, and this is the quote that stood out to me so much. The mayor of Skagway said that if something doesn't happen, the town of Skagway will never again be the way you remember the town of Skagway. Like Skagway as you know it will cease to exist if help doesn't happen. So yes, they need help. Let's see. So
and then also I'm kind of like reading, but not reading. So somebody way back also asked what our favorite coffee hut is in
Anchorage. Oh, I saw that. That was a long time ago.
Two. Aftershock, which is not actually a hut, it's actually a building, but it has a drive-through. Aftershock is probably my go-to, just because we know all of the baristas and they're the best people ever. But then the hut that we go to the most is Java the Hut.
It's close to the house. They do a great job. They have a barista there, fairly new, and she like now knows the order. So it's like I pull up, and she's like, "Do you want this again?" Like, "Yep, thank you."
Sure do.
So yeah, but like we also would go to every single one of them.
Right. There's none that I mean, there's very few that I haven't actually gone to in town. So there's actually one actually downtown, kind of near-ish where I work. There's two, AK Alchemist, that I go to a lot because I can be there and back in like less than 10 minutes from my office, which is great. And then there's one called Rush that actually has white coffee, which is great. So my boss and I will go there.
We struggle when we travel other places because we forget. Also, we have almost 180 people in here just like right now, which is crazy. We've had like hundreds of people come through since we started. So thank you guys. We struggle when we travel because in Anchorage and mostly in Alaska, kind of everywhere you travel, you are never more than a couple minutes away from good coffee.
No, they're like every 10 feet here. Like it's crazy.
Yep.
And then we go other places and it's like they have one Starbucks in a 30-mile radius. And I'm like, how do you survive?
That's what I'm wondering. Like when we travel,
what do you do?
We like look for coffee shops nearby and they're like, it's like a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks or like one other thing. And I'm like, how do you people function?
And some places don't even have like drive-throughs. Like you have to actually get out of your car and go in to get your coffee. And can I just say no?
What?
No, thank you, ma'am.
No.
I want to just drive through.
Paul says, where do you find all those syrups you have? A couple places, Paul. Good question. First of all, Amazon's a big one. Also, look wherever you live, check a restaurant or a coffee supply store.
Yeah,
because
we have a place in town called Alaska Restaurant Supply.
Yep.
And they have a whole wall of coffee syrups. They have been very much sold out the last several times that we have tried to get anything. So I don't know if that's like a shipping thing because of the pandemic, or I'm not really sure. But so a lot of the last ones that we've gotten have been on Amazon.
Look at Brenda. Hey everyone, make sure to hit that like button.
Thank you.
You guys love me. The Pacific Northwest thing, yeah, I agree, Justine. And honestly, I hate it that it's not everywhere. I don't understand how there's not a coffee shop like it is 2021 America.
Nobody wants to get out of their car.
I should never be more than 10 minutes away from good coffee.
Correct.
Right?
Like honestly, and even like East Anchorage, like this is hilarious because so we live in Southwest-ish Anchorage.
Whoa, safety. I'm just kidding.
I think we've all talked about that before.
Yep.
They know that we live near Java the Hut.
That's true.
So Southwest Anchorage is really like coffee. Like everywhere you look, you can anywhere within a 1 mile radius, you can find 1 or 2 or 3 places to get coffee.
Yep.
We go to East Anchorage to like visit his dad, and I'm like, I could not live over here because I've only seen one coffee hut.
Yeah.
One.
Did you guys know that Anchorage has more coffee shops per capita than any other city in the United States? More than Seattle, more than Portland. Oh, Auburn. Auburn said, great. Being in Anchorage last year spoiled me forever on coffee convenience. It's really true.
It's really everywhere. You want a coffee?
Well, and the nice thing is if you're going somewhere, let's say like we're going downtown to do something.
Right.
There's no like, oh, do you want to get a coffee on the way? There's no like, okay, well, if we're going to get a coffee, we have to go this way or we have to take this place. You're going to pass so many of them. Just like, do you want a coffee? Great. Let's stop in at any one of the dozen coffee shops we're going to pass. It's the greatest.
It's amazing.
I could not believe the amount of coffee shops in Alaska. I've never seen anything like it. And I don't understand. So if you guys are business owners, maybe some of you guys are entrepreneurs wherever you live, I think this whole drive-through coffee hut idea could work anywhere. And I genuinely don't understand why it hasn't taken off in other places.
I don't know. And I also just think like, so a lot of our coffee huts around town do either Kaladi Brothers Coffee or Steam.Coffee,
which are both local roasters. Yep.
And maybe like other places just don't have local roasters. And so like
maybe
Starbucks doesn't want to do a coffee hut. I don't know. Like so many places, like the only coffee options are Starbucks or Dunkin', which is just so sad to me because they're not good.
Okay. I like Starbucks more than I like Dunkin'.
Oh, for sure.
I was at a local coffee shop the other day and they stopped serving espresso drinks after 12. That makes no sense to me. I know that face says it all.
I don't understand that.
It makes no
Auburn,
sense.
you should never go back there because we don't need that kind of negativity in the world.
That's true. Auburn, you need more positive influences in your life. Not
you need
that
to
place.
post signs to boycott those people.
Favorite coffee shop? Yeah, we just talked about that. Probably Aftershock or Java the Hutt.
Mm-hmm. They both have.
So actually, my favorite coffee shop to work from is a place in Anchorage called Uncle Leroy's.
Also a local roaster.
It's a local roaster.
Mm-hmm.
And Uncle Leroy's is the primary coffee shop that I work from.
Mm-hmm.
I was there 2 or 3 times this last week. I love that. We have a drive-through gourmet baked potato hut. That's okay. Now I'm here for this. I'm 100% here for this. I can't do baked potatoes right now because of keto, but that's my kind of thing.
How would you eat that?
I don't care. It absolutely does not matter. I will be covered in cheese and sour cream and bacon. Yeah.
I nearly cried.
Mackenzie, it is the one connected to Sweet Caribou. Good memory.
Oh, yeah.
So glad you shared Uncle Leroy's with us. That's right. That's where we met Rob and Sandy Carter for the first time. Do you have trouble sleeping drinking all that coffee?
So I generally don't drink fully caffeinated drinks after 4 p.m. because yes, I do. I will drink decaf. I
didn't share this with you, and I meant to. Auburn and Sarah, and I don't remember if Emma's doing this as well, have switched to half calf. And it actually got me wondering. I was I wonder if that would be a good option.
Yeah, occasionally I do.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I'll play half calf.
I was oh, what a good idea.
Yeah.
We have a drive-through Waffle Hut. So it's not Waffle Hut. I do want to talk a little bit about Waffle House. Can we talk about Waffle House for a second?
Oh, gracious.
So I love Waffle Houses. I know some of y'all think they're cheap and janky. Don't care. On my recent,
cheap and janky.
No, they are. Of course they are. I went to Waffle House 3 nights in a row. I went to Waffle House 3 nights in a row when I was in Florida because it was I would leave the festival late at night and there wasn't a lot open. And I realized how much I loved Waffle House. I was this is my place.
He was just
and Waffle House,
he would call me, just leaving the festival.
I was it's midnight. I'm going to Waffle House again.
To the point where even Desi was you're on your way to Waffle House?
Yes, Desi, I'm going to Waffle House.
Yeah, I am.
They're always open. I'm so glad. Have you picked up The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse lately?
We have 2 copies sitting on our bookshelf.
Yeah, but I haven't read it. Have I read it lately? It's probably been 3. I read it shortly before I went to Florida again.
Mm-hmm.
The Views, the Viewer Cruise. Let's talk about the Viewer Cruise for a second. I posted about this earlier today, so many of you guys will have already seen this. We are still planning on going if it cruises. Again, we have no clue if it's going to.
Right. We have no control over
we have no control over that. If it cruises, we'll go, even with restrictions. I will say that I probably, if it gets canceled, we are not going to rebook another date right away. We are going to wait and reevaluate the whole Viewer Cruise idea and when and all that kind of stuff. So fingers crossed it happens. Yeah. If not, it might be a little bit because we need to re-talk about this.
Yeah. So we talked about, if it is canceled again, we will not reschedule until cruises are actually going. Until people have cruised, we will not reschedule because this kind of rescheduling, hoping that I'll be cruising again is heartbreaking.
Yep. Vanessa, you can't find that book anywhere. Vanessa, here's what I want you to do. I want you to message me on Instagram. I want to send you a copy.
Yeah, because we have to
and you've been very kind to us. You've been very generous to us. Vanessa, message me on Instagram and I want to send you a copy.
Yep.
Deal? We'll take care of shipping. We'll get it sent to you. I'll have it mailed out tomorrow. How's that sound? I want you to read it. Good. I lived in Melbourne for 10 years. I like the beaches there. I love Alaska more. So we retired back to Alaska.
Nice.
Brenda, where in Alaska are you?
Yeah.
How about that? From Melbourne, Florida to Alaska.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Amazing. Amber says if it's canceled, we'll just come to Alaska.
Amber,
yes!
Make that happen.
Bring those cute babies.
They're
so cute.
That happen. Mm-hmm. But Amber, probably don't bring the dog. I don't think the dog would fit in our house.
And I'm not a big fan.
And that dog your nightmare? Amber,
here's the thing. I always heard nice things about St. Bernards, and
I love them.
And maybe it's just because dogs know that I get hurt easily. But the last time I actually saw a St. Bernard in person, it bit me, and it tore my skin really bad. And so
yeah, so you just
I don't like big dogs.
Whereas me, All I want to do is just like hold them and wrestle them and love them.
I mean, they're adorable. They're the size of the house.
I think St. Bernards think I'm another St. Bernard.
Probably.
It's like, oh, there's another big hairy beast. That must be another St. Bernard.
Yeah.
I've got to run soon. I've got to go chop some wood and set up for an outdoor movie night.
Oh, fun.
Chris, I love that. Let's see. I'm 100% down for an Alaskan adventure with you all. So let's touch on this. We have talked for a while about the possibility of doing that. You guys know, I think we've talked about it on live streams. I think we've talked about it everywhere. It's an idea that came from you guys. What would it look like for us to create basically an Adventures by Disney-ish type tour where but better for sure. But basically, it's you guys spending 7 to 9 days in Alaska with us on like a tour that we fully lead. We take you everywhere. We go everywhere. And basically, it's us taking you to our favorite spots in Alaska.
Right.
It's the restaurants that we love. It's the
and
places.
Like staying at the hotel that we got engaged and married at.
Yeah, it's
the places that mean something to us.
It's the places that mean something. You get to see our version of Alaska. Yeah. And so we've been doing a bunch of work on that. And I think we're actually getting close. In fact, even the Shop 49 stuff has sort of given me a bit of a passion to do this, because I'm realizing it's like, man, I could show up at one of these businesses with like 12 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And actually help. Like I can now bring people to them as well. And so I think we're getting close to being able to talk about when the first one would happen.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It won't be cheap, obviously, because traveling to Alaska is not. But I do think that it will be different than any other Alaskan tour or adventure you guys could have.
Right.
And it would have, so Christmas just said things like barbecue at the Bachers. And that's the stuff that we want to do, because so many of you guys don't just love us, you love our community as well. And so like we would want to do like a barbecue with Expedition Barbecue. Mm-hmm. Right? We would want to do that kind of stuff. And so it wouldn't be like the typical Alaska tour where you stop at all the same restaurants and you stay at all the same hotels and you do like the exact same stuff. Mm-hmm. It would be like our version of like, here's the things that we love about our state.
Right.
I'm really excited about it.
I think it'd be a lot.
I'm really excited about it. So we've talked to a lot of people about it, and I think that we are, what all would be included. So essentially you would have to get to Alaska, right? We're not going to deal with airfare stuff. But once you got to Alaska, everything else would be included in the cost during that time, except for like if you want to like buy trinkets and buy stuff and support businesses, that kind of stuff. So we would probably do 1-2 meals a day would be included, because we want to give you guys some freedom to have your own vacation, right? If there's a place that's like, man, I really want to try that, but it would be your lodging every night, it would be your transportation, it would be like all of that kind of stuff. So if we do a whale cruise out of Seward, that's included in the prices. So basically everything's included. Mm-hmm. You have to show up in Anchorage on this date, and then like we've got you for like 7 days or 9 days, and we're just going to go explore Alaska together. Cool.
Okay, so you just drop me the Serranos and Club Ferris. I'll be fine.
Mackenzie Taylor Martin, there is, I don't know if I've told you about this, there's a new taco truck in town, a street taco truck. Mm-hmm. And a friend of mine who is like a real foodie messaged me the other day, and who also loves Serranos, and said, I can't believe I'm saying this, Serrano's no longer has the best street tacos in Anchorage. I was like, what? Leslie. So, okay. So excited for that. Cool. I've never eaten a Waffle House, but I'm hungry right now. Yeah, same. Do you know what I could do to a Waffle House right now?
Can I just say, yesterday, so for a while, I've just been craving pancakes. Like, I just want pancakes. And so we did the keto pancakes, and it reminded me again how they're just not good. And it makes me so sad that we can send people to the moon, and we can put things on Mars that send these amazing images, but we can't figure out how to make good tasting keto waffles.
Wait, you believe we actually went to the moon? We're gonna get conspiracy theory. Jessica Violet's here.
Jessica Violet.
Sherri, can I talk about these in here? Or should I not?
Why would you?
Jessica, wait, Ben's here too. Ben, I was just talking about you. Jessica, can I talk about our project? Adam, have you watched the Big Hero 6 shorts on Disney? Of course I have. They're amazing. Jessica, let me know if I can talk about our stickers or not. I literally just said they're stickers. I'm a moron. Absolutely, it's yours. Well, it's ours. Okay, so I've talked about this in Instagram Live. Give me 3 minutes. I think you guys are going to like this. So one of the things that we're going to release here in the next month and a half or so.
Ben says, wait, Sarah, we're talking about me again.
Jessica Violet says, I may or may not cry. Friend, cry away.
It's okay.
We love you. So you guys know that I have this shirt that says be kind for no reason. And every time I wear it, it's one of the shirts I try to wear when I travel because I feel like that's a good time to spread that message. And you guys always love that shirt. And so I was like, you know what I want? I want be kind for no reason stickers.
Yeah.
We have them. But then I was like, you know what? It feels weird to launch like some be kind for no reason stickers without having some kind of kindness attached to that, some kind of act of kindness. I was like, I don't want to be able to just like sell stickers to make money for us. I want to be able to like do some good, right? Let's do something good for people. And Jessica Violet has done many good things for us.
Yes.
Her and her community have supported us in some pretty significant ways over the last few months.
Including sending us Taco Bell.
And so I got thinking about it. I was like, what could we do that could help? And so then I thought, well, what if we created different versions of these stickers? And if you guys have followed along with Jessica and her son Landon's journey, you know that Landon has been battling some health issues for a number of months now, right? And so I thought, well, is there any way that we could help with that? And so I went through some different things and I went online and I found the foundation that is of the of what Landon has. Mm-hmm. And I found their colors. And I was like, what if we did stickers in the CIDP colors? Mm-hmm. And then what we did is we took all the money we earned from the sales of those stickers and we donated to that foundation so that the next family that comes along, CIDP. So the next family comes along like the Violets, maybe there's more resources there to help them. Mm-hmm. Or maybe there is the ability to have resources that they get things, you know what I mean? Just like what helps the next people who come down that path. Right. So I asked Jessica, I was like, Jessica, I have a question. Can we do something? So we've created stickers in the CIDP colors and we're going to sell them. It's this exact same Be Kind for No Reason in the awareness colors. And we're going to sell them for $5.18 a sticker. Now, the reason $5.18 for these stickers is that this last year, Jessica Violet ordered something from Sherry's Etsy shop. And she paid $5.18 in shipping. The problem is that she was in Anchorage when she ordered it. And so Sherry, Auburn, and I brought it to the hospital and dropped it off to her along with some coffee and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we refunded her shipping because like you should not pay shipping
when I hand it to you.
When we hand it to you. Like there was no shipping cost to us. Right. She disagreed wrongly. And so Jessica and I have had this battle that I'm pretty convinced at this point will go until one of us passes away. Right? Like, let's be very honest. Even then, I'm leaving her $5.
Then may just be like, this kind of stopped. I feel like should we just keep doing this?
In my will, I will leave $5.18 to Jessica just to like jab it and be like, I win, take that. And so we've had this $5.18 battle back and forth. We're like, we will just randomly Venmo each other $5.18. And it feels like the perfect amount to sell these for. So there's only going to be 50 of these. Mm-hmm. And we're going to sell them. I don't know when, still working on where we're going to sell them, all that kind of stuff. But when they go, I would love to sell them out quickly because I'd love to be able to take whatever money we make from that and just donate that to the CIDP Foundation. So the next family who comes behind the Violets maybe has an easier path.
Yep.
Cool?
Yep.
And the other thing is that I love your hearts are so beautiful. Well, we love you guys a whole bunch. The other thing I really like is in the future, like we can do stickers with more awareness colors. Mm-hmm. And so what if like this just becomes like an annual thing for us, mm-hmm. that every year we pick like a different thing to focus on where we create a Be Kind for No Reason sticker in the awareness color and we sell that and then the money gets donated. Mm-hmm. I love it. It just felt weird to me to create a Be Kind for No Reason sticker that only went to benefit us. Doesn't it? Mm-hmm. It just didn't feel right. So let's give it away.
So we're being kind for a reason.
We're being kind for a reason. And teal's a good color, Adam. Yes, I know. You two are so wonderful. Thank you. Release them on 5/18. Michaela! Of course we're doing that.
That's hilarious. That's still
Michaela!
like 2 months away, though.
Michaela! Wow. I think it's a great idea.
Mhm.
It's a cool idea.
Mhm.
Adam, I need your drone services. Dave, can I just give you my drone and you can do that? I don't know how to, like, I haven't used it in like 3 months. When and where can I buy the stickers? Well, on May 18th. We don't know where yet. We're not sure if we're going to sell them on the LeggLife website. We're not sure if we're going to sell them on an Etsy shop. We're not sure what that's going to look like.
Mhm.
But I love the idea of 5/18.
Yeah.
It's so, Michaela, man.
Yeah, we'll let you all know when and where we decide to sell them.
Yep. So more info coming in future vlogs. But
My Etsy shop is still on vacation because.
Can we talk a little bit about Etsy?
Yeah.
I just found you guys. Brenda, hi. I'm Adam. This is Sherri.
I'm not better yet, but I'm getting there.
You are getting better.
I'm getting better.
Did you say only 50 of them? Some of you better get ready to fight me for one. And Rebecca's from the UK. They fight dirty.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll buy 10 stickers to rent your drone. You can just borrow my drone.
You can just have his drone.
No, we're not giving the drone away. You're not, to keep
I'm
forever.
giving his drone away.
No, we're not. Dave, you can borrow the drone. I'll teach you how to use it. I'll show you how to use it. Just take it, give it back to me whenever.
Oh, gracious.
I like you guys have a tentative note in your phones already. Yes, I'm calling it now. 5/18.
Okay.
All of a sudden, we just gotta. What?
What?
We just got a new patron.
Well, thank you.
Man, that's another thing, and I don't want to talk a lot about this because it's an awkward thing to talk about. But your guys' support of us over on Patreon has genuinely been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Good night, Dylan.
You have no clue the breath of relief those resources are for us right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a big deal. And so to everybody who supports us over there, I think we now have 77 people who support us monthly over on Patreon, which is a ridiculous amount.
76.
77.
Oh, 77.
Because it hasn't added the new one yet. So thank you guys. It means the world to us. Also, these are our Patreon exclusive stickers. Aren't they fun? Love it.
If you are a patron, you get 1, 2, or 3 of them.
So I wanted to talk about something. Dang it, what was it? I feel like I wanted to talk about something. Oh, Etsy. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Sherri. Let's talk Etsy stuff.
Okay.
When do you think we may see a Sherri Leg Etsy launch? Will we see one in 2021?
Gosh, I hope so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, tell us your thoughts. Tell us where you're at with Etsy.
Where I'm at with Etsy is I don't have the energy mentally, emotionally, physically to do anything for my shop right now. I have a full-time job that I barely work. I don't work full-time. They've continued to pay me full-time, which has been amazing.
It has.
But that has taken all of the energy that I have, and so anything else is just like I can watch a movie or I can read, and like that's all I've got. So I don't have the capacity right now to deal with Etsy, and so I just put my shop on vacation just so I'm not even selling some of the things that are in there still, because it's just a lot for me. So creating new things and actually making them is beyond what I can do right now. I'm hoping, obviously, that this goes away soon. It's taking longer than I was hoping, but I do have to remind myself that I'm 3 weeks into an 8 to 12 week recovery period. That's just what they've said, is it'd be 8 to 12 weeks, and I'm 3 weeks in. And so I'm part of me is just like, I'm ready just to be done, like, 3 months ago, but like, I'm also I'm kind of just barely starting. And so it's going to take a minute. So, and
Etsy's one of those things that it does take a lot.
It takes a lot. I mean, there's a lot of thought and a lot of time that goes into doing an Etsy launch. And I don't have that capacity right now.
Now, when that happens, there's a lot of really, I mean, the reality is we're getting closer to Disney Cruise coming back. We don't know when it's going to happen, but we are getting closer. We have an opening date for Disneyland, right? Like things Disney World are starting to return.
Yeah.
And so like, there's a lot of fun Etsy things that like ideas that have just been ideas, but because things have been closed, haven't been able to proceed with.
Right. Well, and not even haven't been able to. Well, I mean, with this, I haven't been able to, but like I had planned on doing, kind of January is always a really big, like people are booking Disney cruises and that kind of stuff in January. And so obviously that didn't happen this year. And so I felt zero pressure to actually do a January launch because why? Like what for? Totally. Like nobody can book a cruise. So part of it, some of that was just like, I didn't feel the need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But so as things are opening, hopefully I will have the capacity to do something.
What if we did this? What if we did an Adam launch and I took over and I created everything? It was all my ideas. And since I'm the one who's not on my deathbed, it's all Adam's creations. How many of you guys want to see me make a pair of ears? Literally nobody. This is a joke, just so you know. I'm not
part of me is like panicking.
I know. No, I can see it in your face. Like, oh God, please no.
How do I gently let him know that is for sure not happening?
What? Really? An Adam
Here's
launch.
The thing. You can sell them from your own Etsy shop, but we're not going to put my name on on the things that you make.
Sasquatch ears?
Sandy.
I like that Mary just says,
encourage him.
No. Mary's like, I will not spend my money to support this dumb idea. Beard oil only. And you guys, I haven't even had time to do my beard oil. Although
no, thank you.
I did have an interesting, this is actually really cool. I had somebody reach out to me. I haven't even shared this with you about my beard oil. What are you doing? What do you got going on?
Doug just said, Adam ears Baymax. Did I make myself my own Baymax ears? Or did I just sell them all? I feel like maybe I sold them all. I have a pair of Baymax ears that Auburn and I came up with.
You guys did such a good job on that.
Super cute.
It's also been hard because last year was like, and again, it's like the health time and everything shutting down time. Like last year, you and Auburn so ramped up Etsy and like killed it. Mm-hmm. Like last year was unbelievable. Because
it had Auburn and she like is super organized and super like helpful.
Just like a machine.
And also creative. So she was able to like help me create. I like come up with ideas of what to do and how to do it. And so
it's really funny though. It's like looking at like Etsy revenue. Like last year was like this gigantic spike, the best year ever. Mm-hmm. And then this year is just like Etsy's like, are you still alive? Hello.
Do we just need to close your shop? Like what's going on?
Doug says Auburn needs to visit again.
You have a pair of the Baymax ears. They're super cute. I love how they turned out. I don't know that I'm looking at my little ear thing over here. I don't know that I made my own pair, which was foolish. I should have.
That is foolish.
But I don't think I did.
Like your Wookiee ears, but more Adam-ish. Yes, mm-hmm. Sandy. Beard oil. Can I talk about this?
Talk about whatever you want, my life.
I had somebody reach out who's with I can't really say that. A group that really could help the distribution. And they were like, hey, we know that the part of your beard oil that can be like hard is just like keeping it in stock and distributing it. What if like you gave us your like recipe and we handled all of your fulfillment?
I didn't know about this.
Like essentially like let us handle like everything from the orders, the shipping, like you keep doing it all. It's still that kind of thing. And so I'm intrigued by that idea.
We're not trying to make you feel guilty.
Oh geez. No. It's just,
we love you.
There you go. That's what it is. Shit, that was funny. We just love you. Don't give away the secret recipe, Mr. Krabs. You know what I like right now? There are a number. I don't know what I just said. Wow. There are a number of you in here who I don't recognize your screen names.
I love that.
And I love that.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. I love all of you guys who I do recognize, mm-hmm. but it's fun to know that our community is still growing. Also, how are there 171 of you still in here right now?
I just hit myself in the lip with my straw. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Can you do it again? Was it embarrassing?
I mean, a little bit.
Did you guys just see that? So I'm new. I've been lurking your channel for years, though. Girl in a tree. What is your name?
Yeah, we like to know people.
We like to know people's names. I jump on your Instagram lives all the time. What I hear is that Adam doesn't love us. No, Laura Jackson, stop.
Who they put the labels on is straight as Sherri.
Crap, he recognized my screen name. And so this is just water. I do have, let me give you a sticker tour. Can we do that? Our Z-Roll. By the way, those are friends Justin and Lacey.
They're in Disney World right now.
They're in Disney World right now. If you like our Disney World stuff, if you found us from like Disney cruise stuff, that sort of thing, they are some of our very best friends. Justin and I, Marco Polo, too often.
All the time.
Too often, for sure.
There's so many times that I'm like, are you talking to
who's
Justin?
Adam talking to?
That sounds like Justin. He's just listening to Marco Polo.
Yes.
Marco Polo.
Wow.
I can't talk.
Go follow them on Instagram. Our Z-Roll. They're amazing. I'm Kelly, new member. Hi, Kelly. Girl in a tree says, I'm Shelby. I live in Orlando. Shelby.
Nice.
We come to Orlando.
How is Sherri's sister doing?
Let's do this. Let's have an update. You want to give a little bit of backstory?
Backstory on Lacey Joy. When did we do that? September?
August or September?
September. We did a Lisa launch on my Etsy shop, which was Auburn's idea. Because my sister was having some eye issues.
I feel bad that every time you say Auburn's name, she just feels guilty now. Now I just feel bad. It was your idea, though.
It's kind of your fault for being like the best person ever. So.
Actually, that's true. Auburn, you wouldn't have to feel guilty if you had just been like a garbage human, right from the beginning, and it's been like, it's like, oh, nobody wants Auburn around.
Right, but you're actually wonderful.
This would have been easy.
Correct.
You did this to yourself.
So my sister was having eye issues where her glands were not producing the kind of, or the amount of oil that they need, and then something else. And her eye doctor has been, I guess, fighting for years to get the specific thing that she has covered by insurance, but insurance says that it's cosmetic, which is not, because if you don't fix it, you can actually go blind.
True.
And so she had to get it fixed or go blind. And so she kind of texted me this, and we were kind of chatting about it. And for me, it was really hard for me just to like sit back and be like, oh, that sucks. Like, I hope you get this figured out. When I know that we have this platform of amazing, generous people. And so I wanted to do something to get you guys involved to help my sister. And so we did an Etsy launch where all of the proceeds went to my sister to cover her medical bills for these procedures that she needed in order to not go blind. And so we did this Etsy launch, and you guys killed it. Like, you gave us so much more than what her actual bills were, that we were able to pay 100% of her bills.
All of her medical bills were covered.
And have this extra money. And so we created this kindness fund that we have been able to just randomly bless people with. So, and then we've kept the kindness fund going. And so it's amazing. Insurance equals stupid. Yes, correct.
It really is amazing.
It really is amazing.
Yeah. So how's your sister today?
So how my sister is doing, the procedures did not work as well as her eye doctor was hoping that they would. She has not gone backwards. They got a little bit better, and then they just sort of have stalled. And so there was like 4 kind of mini procedures, and then like one big procedure.
Yep.
And this big one was basically to like completely flush out her glands, and kind of in the hope that it would like reset, and then her glands would start producing the way that they are supposed to, and it didn't work. So it's kind of disappointing. They can kind of try again. Which I think is the plan. But they have to wait a while before they can try again. So basically she just, her eyes are mostly okay. Like, she's not going backwards. She's not going blind, which is good. She just can't wear her contacts, because her eyes just instantly get really red and itchy. And just because she doesn't have like that lubrication that she needs for the contacts. And so she can wear her glasses. And so she's just been wearing her glasses, which she's not a huge fan of. She prefers her contacts. She's had contacts since junior high, but that's where we're at. So she's doing okay. And I honestly feel like I'm taking it harder than she is.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like just, I don't know, just the thought of my sister going blind is just like heartbreaking to me. I think she's had a little more time to wrap her mind around it, but if it happens, and it would be over basically the course of a decade, and so like she wouldn't just like go blind, like it would just be kind of a
gradual
process. But like I said, it's stalled. It's not going backwards, which is encouraging, but it's not getting better either. So.
Yep. So not the result we wanted for.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of things that she has to do every day. She has to do like hot compresses and like physically put oil drops in her eye and like do all these kinds of different things and not ever wear contacts. But
yep. I saw somebody said the Kindness Fund is awesome. The Kindness Fund is awesome. And what's really cool is that even since then, you guys like we would have people randomly Venmo us money and just say like,
this is for the Kindness Fund.
Here's $20 for Kindness Fund. Here's $100 for Kindness Fund. That kind of thing. Right. So it's been cool. But then one of the things we did on Patreon, which by the way, we had 3 people join us over there since we talked about it. So thank you. But just that's not the goal of that.
Right. Thank you.
One of the levels we have is actually like a spread kindness level, and $5 of every month from those people go into the Kindness Fund. Because one of the problems that we had was like, man, how do you keep the Kindness Fund with resources to keep doing that kind of stuff?
Right.
And so it's like the Kindness Fund almost needs like a revenue generator to keep having resources to like help people and meet needs and bring smiles and spread joy. Right. And so like, I think 20 people over there. So we have like $100 a month that's going back into that fund currently, which is amazing. So we're going to keep looking for ways to like look for ways that we can step into people's lives, step into their point of need, and do that. It's not a sticker, it's a Band-Aid. It's because when I was in Florida, look at how much better it's looking.
It is looking better. Should probably just take the Band-Aid off.
I'll take my sticker off.
Trash can over here.
What else did we want to talk about? Do you remember? We don't have a lot of things that we can announce right now. We have plans for the summer. We can't talk about them. We have things coming up. Can't really talk about that stuff. But are you feeling like at this point, with the way you're progressing, are you feeling like things are going the way you had wanted, you had hoped, or you encouraged? Are you discouraged? Like, where are you at health-wise?
The past few days I'm a little bit discouraged because I'm just having this flare that's just not going away and not really getting worse or not getting better. It's, I don't know, it's just itchy. And I feel like for a while I was doing really good, and now it's just sort of like back. It's felt,
and I think I did talk about this on a vlog. It has felt like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Kind of the whole time.
And so we've talked to other people who have gone through similar injections, and they've said that this is not uncommon. Like, this is kind of what this healing journey looks like. That it's not like every day you get a little bit better and there's no more setbacks. That there will be setbacks, but the goal is that over the course of, again, the next 2 months.
Yeah. And I kind of equated it to weight loss, where if, I look at myself day by day, I have these ups and downs, and I have good days and less good days. But overall, I am moving forward. And so, just kind of thinking about like where I was a month ago, so much better than I was a month ago. Yep. And he asked me last night, like, how I feel compared to last Saturday. There are places on my body that last Saturday were still very rough and leathery and painful. And really most of my body now actually feels like skin.
And I know that's kind of weird.
Which is weird.
Yeah. We haven't really talked about it. We talked about like the redness or the itchiness or the painfulness. But one of the things that was really interesting about this is it genuinely changed the way the way physically your skin felt.
Because my entire body was covered with this horrible psoriasis. And so it was really rough and dry and leathery. And it's so really most of my skin is back to feeling like skin, which is great. Almost all of it. But so that's better than it was a week ago. But I feel like the redness like up here and kind of, on my arms and hands is still it's redder and itchier and more painful than it was a week ago. So I couldn't really answer like better or worse. Like different.
Yeah, different. Laura asked a question: have you been able to find a community of people with the same thing or something similar? So just so you guys know, the diagnosis is exfoliative erythroderma, which was something that a viewer first told us about. Sherri, not really, right?
Literally nobody.
Yeah, nobody. In fact, one of the things that we're going to do, we just talked about this the other night. Okay.
Yeah, I just need to adjust.
One of the things that we're actually going to do, and we know that this is like, as far as like, if our focus was just YouTube success, we wouldn't make this video. We're actually going to make a video about exfoliative erythroderma and post it on our channel and post like what Sherri felt, what it was like physically, what it felt, the touch was, what the things were, because when we were
might show some
pictures. And so we're going to make a video just because so much of what we went through, it was so, I mean, you guys, we thought it was anything from lupus to skin cancer to, mast cell activation syndrome. There was a list of things that we thought it was, and this was not on our radar. Was not on the radar.
Never heard of it.
No, until our viewer talked about it. And so I think that we said, you know what? Wouldn't it be cool to have a resource out there, like on the internet, so that the next person who's going through this maybe finds it and says, "Oh, like this could help. Maybe this is it."
Right. Yeah, and I mean, this is a little bit morbid, but I wonder if part of why there's just not a lot out there is that it is life threatening if it's not taken care of. And so maybe there's not a lot of stories about it because those people have died.
Yep.
So somebody asked if it was directly related to my EDS. I don't think so. It's not. In fact, I feel like my EDS has probably helped.
We talked a little bit about that.
We talked a little bit about that
in the podcast from Saturday.
Yeah. So I think, it's not directly related to my EDS, but really all of my issues are all kind of interconnected. I don't think that it's directly related, but I think that it's sort of, I guess.
Yeah. It's been, there's been a few things though that have happened, not necessarily connected right to exfoliative erythroderma, but through this process, we were talking about this the other night. It feels like a number of people with EDS have reached out or have said, wait a second, like EDS, you mean like Ehlers-Danlos? Like I have a sister, I have a friend, I have in fact, I just got a text the other night from somebody who's like, hey, like my best friend has this.
It was just diagnosed with this.
Like, could I connect her and Sherri? And so like through this, it's interesting because it feels like we're getting more connected into like people with EDS, which is cool.
Yeah.
But not the exfoliative erythroderma.
Right.
So we're gonna eventually make a video talking about it. That again, hopefully, the reality is that like if it helps one person who's in the middle of the hell that you went through.
Yeah, and I feel like we were able to not make it deadly because we had things in place real early on that helped. Certainly didn't make it better, and that like nothing was helping actually get it better, but probably helped it not get to the point where it was actually life-threatening.
Yeah, you never had to be admitted to the hospital.
I'd never had to be admitted to the hospital, which was great. So,
yep.
I think that's important,
and it helps because like there were so many things that were just so great to us. Like we had so many resources that I think a lot of people don't have. Like we had Desi, we had Sarah, we had people who in the middle of this, I mean, my gosh, I would love to go back and count the number of text messages that we sent to Desi and Sarah over a few month period.
Hey, what does this mean?
Hey, what? Yeah. And it was just like having somebody to go to, even though we didn't have answers. I don't know what it was like for you, but for me, it was the most comforting thing.
Yeah. And I mean, even just like sending my labs, like the, lab results, like the blood work and stuff, sending that to Sarah and just saying, can you translate? Like, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. Like, can you help? Please help. And having Desi look over stuff and like giving Desi my prescriptions and say, what is this? Yeah. I can't pronounce it. What am I taking? Like, I'm going to take it anyway because it was prescribed and I feel like the doctor knows what they're talking about, but like, what is this? What am I doing?
Yep.
That has been so huge for me, having like such medically knowledgeable people like right at my fingertips.
Yep. And so I think that like there's things that we've learned going through this journey that we would like to pass on to people. So yeah. Sherri, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Just take care. As you know, with EDS, chronic illness is a crapshoot every day. Yep. EDS alone can make you feel isolated and alone. Yeah. So yes, 100%. Actually, this is what we were just talking about.
We had this discussion that it's rare enough that you can feel very alone in it. And so like, so many people have autoimmune disorders and so many people have, chronic illnesses. So you can kind of relate like to those people, but like specifically EDS is very, it's hard to find people who know really what I'm personally going through.
Yep.
So, because everything's a little bit different, and even in people like with EDS, like it's a whole spectrum of.
Well, we went to the EDS doctor last week, which was great. But she did this like EDS test on Sherri, this hypermobility test, and the doctor said something at the end that was kind of like, oh. She basically said that she's probably seen and diagnosed 500 patients with EDS in the course of her career. And Sherri is in the top 10 of those when it comes to hypermobility. We didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Like we had no clue, right? Like you'd never know what to compare things to. You never know like what's the scale we're rating on. You never know that stuff. And so, yeah. I struggle with that loneliness. It's hard being so much more humble than anyone else.
I know, Ben.
That's you, though. It's your cross to bear.
It's
your cross to bear. My son was feeling pretty down a few years ago, so we asked a specialist how many other patients with this issue they had. Her response was that he was the only one. That was not a good feeling. There is something about knowing, and Sandy, I think you said this earlier, there is something about knowing that you're not alone. There's something about knowing that there's somebody else out there who identifies with the stuff you're going through. That helps.
Even just like, so this week, one of the people I needed to try to get in touch with was a cardiologist. Down the road, like there's nothing urgent. But that was one of the things that the EDS doctor encouraged me to do. And so I was talking to this cardiologist here in town, actually like one of the people in their office, and just said, I was just referred by Dr. Rank, and she was just like, oh, are you one of her EDS patients? And I was like, I don't know if you're like allowed to ask that, but I was like, yeah, I am. She's like, oh, me too. Like, it was just like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So even just like that, it's just like, okay, so there's somebody who works as a cardiologist who also has EDS. And so
it just helps.
It just helps that there's like somebody out there in Anchorage who is also dealing with this. To
me, this health battle we've been going through for Sherri, in some ways is similar to 2020, like the year ago that we're sort of celebrating and talking about that kind of stuff. Because 2020, like we talked about earlier, was a really hard year with a lot of negative things. And Sherri's health stuff has been just like an absolute 3 months of hell, harder than we've even shared on YouTube or anything like that. Just a difficult time. But out of 2020, there are some things that came that we wouldn't trade. Right. There's some things that have made our life better because of that. And the same thing is true. We think what it looks like, at least with what Sherri's going through, there's the possibility because of the injection she's on, because of even like the doctor she's getting connected to, that 6 months from now, once we're through this and it's cleared up and now like Sherri is starting to experience what life looks like, there's genuinely the chance that Sherri's life will be better 6 months from now and the quality of life than you have experienced
almost ever.
Right. Like, right. And that's because
crazy. It's supposedly going to clear up my psoriasis 100%. It's going to help with my joint pain. And that is stuff that I've dealt with my entire life. And so part of me, like I say supposedly, because I don't actually have that in my vocabulary. Like I don't understand what that means to not have joint pain and to not have psoriasis somewhere on my body. And so
yeah. And so it's interesting because like in some ways, like, do we wish we didn't have to go through like the pandemic of the last year? Yes. But looking back on it, like we have this amazing community here, right? We have people like Auburn, Sarah, and Emma in our life. We have like so many of you guys that we've gotten to like actually become friends with. We've gotten like our life. I can genuinely say this. Our life is richer today than it was a year ago. right? In so many different ways. What are you doing?
I have a string on my sock that's just bugging me, so I'm just gonna cut it off.
So weird. Like
Sorry.
we have, so because we had to go through something really hard, what we gained was something like really thick and really rich.
Yeah.
And I think that the hope is that even with Sherri's health issues, that's going to be true. Do I wish that this could have happened any other way? 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I wish you had not had to go through this, but like the hope, and now like starting to get the idea of like, wait a second, like life could look like that.
Right, because prior to this, I would not have been eligible for these injections.
Nope.
Like you have to go through this horrible, horrible thing to even be eligible, which I think is a
Crazy.
problem.
Sure. But at the same time,
But-
like it's helping us
Mhm.
look at things in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, in some ways, like we're just trying to get through this health stuff, right? It's like, let's just get through and we'll deal with that stuff down the road.
Right.
But like, there's some good things that are coming out of some really hard things.
Right.
And I think that's true with a lot of stuff in life.
I think so, yeah.
So that's one of the lessons we've learned over the last year. Someone asked about vaccines. We don't want to get too much into that just because I know like vaccines to me are like, it's a personal, there's reasons. So Sherri has been encouraged by her doctors to not get the vaccine for a number of reasons.
Mhm.
I have my,
For the time being.
for the time being, I obviously got my first shot last week.
Last week.
Is that right? And I get my second shot on April 6th. So yeah, but in Alaska, if you're 16 years of age or older, just go get it.
Mhm.
Like we have like,
They have drive-throughs now.
yeah, there's like drive-through vaccine clinics. Just like show
Stab
up.
you in the arm, leave.
Yep, good to go.
Right.
It's pretty crazy. Same with having a service dog. Those who do not have one have no idea what life is like. I might have missed a conversation. Sorry.
They're just talking about how like you can feel alone, but like knowing somebody else that has
Oh, got it.
what you have or what you're going through.
Yeah. So
Helps.
we've been on here for an hour and 36 minutes. Is there anything else we should talk about, Sherri Beth? On our 1 year anniversary from COVID live stream?
I don't know.
Do you think you want to start doing live streams on a regular basis?
I would like to.
I would too.
Not weekly. I think it was a lot.
Weekly, yeah.
It was needed at the time, but it was a lot. So I think monthly or every other month or something, some kind of regular schedule would be good.
I think monthly would be a fun rhythm.
Yeah.
I like the idea of monthly. Bye, Sandy. We love you guys so much. Someone said, would you be willing to show us some wedding pictures? Probably not. It's one of my regrets of our wedding, our regrets. So we were married before like the whole wedding photography, like there were obviously wedding photographers, but when you look at people who get married today, it's like every photo looks like it's from a magazine.
Right.
It's crazy.
Ours are not like that.
Not ours.
Not ours.
And so those are for us.
Right. You have also lost 100 pounds
I have lost 100 pounds.
since our wedding.
In fact, I
So he
am,
looks quite a bit different.
and
And you have a beard.
I thank
He
God,
just had like
the goatee.
the goatee.
I am, so my goal, I'm not going to be able to get there. I'm not going to be able to get there. I don't think. But shortly after my birthday, I think I'll be able to cross a number on the scale that I have not been since 20 years.
Before I knew you.
Yeah,
Before in person.
probably 20 years,
Mhm.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
A vow renewal time, get you new photos.
Yeah.
Actually, we actually have
We
photographer
discussed
friends,
that.
and we have had photographer friends that have been like, hey, can we do that? Like, let's go. We want to take your photo. I
I
don't
want
know.
to do it on like a milestone kind of thing, like 20, which is only 4 years
I
away.
was gonna say, Doug said I would postpone your second shot. Nah, I'm okay. Like, if I'm miserable, like, here's the thing. I still can't have like a party.
So we actually discussed this. So he was like, should I get, because it's on his birthday. He's like, should I get one like early in the morning and just be done? Or should I like wait? And I was like, you don't want to spend your whole birthday like feeling eh. So you set it for like 4:30 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
I don't mind. Like, if I'm sick for a couple days, I'm sick for a couple days. I am teaching a couple days after that though. So I get my shot on like a Tuesday. I think I'm teaching Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, I didn't
That
know
could be a little bit lame,
That might not work.
but it'll be fine. I'll push through it.
Yeah.
I'll be
vow
fine.
renewal on the cruise. Probably not. Not this one.
Not this one. All
It's
right.
weird to do like a vow renewal on like the 16th anniversary. I feel like that's weird.
It needs to be on a milestone.
Yeah.
It's true. Plus, who knows if we're even going to make it at this point, right?
I mean, you're not wrong. Jury's still out on whether this is gonna work.
Yeah, we don't even know if you're going to live,
Well, that's true.
right? We're not sure what's going to
Let's
happen.
just make sure
Yeah.
I'm actually still gonna be alive.
Let's keep Sherri alive till then. How about that?
Correct.
All right, friends. I think we're gonna wrap this up. This has been fun. I've missed hanging out with you guys.
It's on the act anyway. Right? We're just hired actors.
We did. Some of you guys will not get this. We were talking about this on Instagram the other day about how like Sherri and I like this isn't LeggLife isn't real.
We're just actors.
We're actors. This is all fake. Like this is like there's like a production company who puts on LeggLife just like some of your favorite shows. Like this is all hired.
Missy's a hired cat.
Missy's a hired cat. We introduce other characters to see like Auburn was just a character that got introduced into the show, like to see like, and that's LeggLife. This is just.
And then now she has her own spinoff.
Now she has her own spinoff. Auburn Human. If you haven't subscribed, go subscribe. One of our favorite YouTubers. So funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna go now.
Yeah.
This was fun. There will be a new vlog tomorrow. I've been vlogging today. You guys want to say hello to the vlog? Should we do that?
Yeah.
This is also the first time. How about you stop yawning?
Sorry.
Friends, we are live on YouTube. This is the first time you guys are getting to see Sherri in today's vlog.
You heard me earlier.
Sherri has showered.
I showered and actually did my hair.
Amazing.
And put some makeup on.
Unbelievable. But I want you guys to say hi to the live stream. Look at that. There's everybody. So if you're here,
say hi.
Say hi. Look at that. Hello, vlog, Jennifer. I like Trisha says hi, cloth. I hope that's a typo because high cloth is just hilarious. So there you go. This was fun. It's fun to hang out with you guys. We miss you. Thanks for being the most amazing community on YouTube.
And thanks for being all so pretty.
And thank you. Thanks for being so pretty.
Speaking of the
I just saw Missy walk in. Missy, do you guys want to see Missy?
Do we need to bring Missy on?
Do you want me to get her?
Yeah.
All right. We'll show you guys Missy. Hold on 1 second. Let me get her. Missy, no, don't walk away from me. You're going the wrong way. Come here.
She's a terrible actress. Can we just talk about this?
Who, Missy?
Yeah.
She's the worst.
Just terrible.
You guys get to see Missy before we leave.
Oh, need to clean her little feetsies.
Look.
Hi, Chonk.
You guys look. It's Missy.
Chonk.
What do you guys think? Hi, sweet girl. What are you just like staring at me? She has been
naughty.
Well, I was going to say she has been so lovey to me lately.
She's so snuggly with him.
She has been like,
I think because she can't be snuggly with me, but also because you are actually her favorite.
She has been like so curling up to me and pressing her face. In fact, I want to show you guys this photo. Isn't it hilarious? I texted it to you.
She's going to be posting it on her Instagram.
Oh, she is?
She is, yeah. That's what she said.
So I laid down earlier, took a little bit of a nap, and Missy curled up right in my arm and pressed her face right on my beard. Like, look at this. Oh like, this is how she's been to me. Every time I lay down, she just like comes over and like presses her face into my face or into my arm. Like, this is how she's been lately. Yeah. She's
also been naughty.
She has been
naughty.
She's still been peeing on stuff every now and then. Why are you just staring at me?
Today, I was in the shower for 10 minutes and she came and peed on the rug while I was in the shower.
Yeah, you did. Oh, look at that. She's like, what? She's still a good cat. I think some of it, and I hate talking about this, I think she's old. I think some of it's that she's getting old, and
she's gonna be 13 next month.
And so, you're just like, you're so focused on me. It's so weird. And so we just feel like maybe she's.
Yeah, we should probably take her to the vet and just see if there's anything wrong. Honestly, I think some of it is that she's just naughty. Yeah, I think she's lazy and doesn't want to go upstairs to her litter box.
I do think some of it's that. We've talked about moving the litter box downstairs, but my cat is 18. Oh. Wow.
Are you going to live to 18? Not if you keep being naughty. You're not going to live that long.
Your mama might kill you. All right, friends, we're going to go. We love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. This was fun. I can't believe there's still 150 of you guys here.
Yeah.
That's absurd. Look at Missy's
Thanks
face.
for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out. Missy, you want to say bye to them? You want to say bye? No. You're going to put your... Stop.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, friends. We love you guys. This is the most ridiculous. Sit down. Good night. No. We love you guys. Bye.